I love movies.
Bob's Movie Club. We got some movies for you. Bob's Movie Club. Bob's Movie Club.
Movies are great.
Great.
Movies are great. And this movie is so great. Today we're talking about the 2004 beloved romance film, The Notebook, starring Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams. I'm just going to come right out and say it. I don't think that any two people have had more chemistry in a movie than Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams have in The Notebook.
I'll go with that.
The way they connect is especially in those early parts of the movie when they're getting to know each other and they're fighting and they're throwing ice cream in each other's faces. That it's electric. Both of their faces just light up the screen and you just love their love.
Well, turns out they were connecting in real life.
Right.
So they had chemistry.
Yes. Apparently, when they started filming the movie, they did the scenes where they're older first because Ryan Gosling had to grow a beard and gain weight. So then after they filmed those later scenes, he shaved the beard, lost the weight.
Oh.
And so they didn't know each other that well in those later scenes. And then as they got to know each other and they were more comfortable and they started having that fiery passion in real life, that's when they were filming the scenes when they were in love. And apparently they had a huge blowout on set. Like there was a lot of tension between them, and the director, Nick Cassavetes, sat them down and said, you two need to figure this out. And they had a full-on argument and ended up falling in love in real life.
In real life. Just for a little while. How long were they together?
I don't know.
Not that long.
Not too long. Long enough for that beautiful MTV Movie Awards Best Kiss moment.
Right, they ran and kissed. I didn't realize that they had shot it in reverse.
Uh-huh.
But there is something there. To me, part of the charm of this movie is him seeing her and just like this look of determination comes over his face. Like, I just met my wife. And her, she feels it too, but she's got to be coy. And I don't know if you guys noticed this. I was halfway through the film, and every single scene that she was in as a young lady, she would throw her head back and scream laugh. Every single scene. And I thought that is such a girly thing.
It's very summer love.
Yes. In a way, right. Kind of reminds me of Grease, like there they are. And they don't, but he knows. He knows from the very beginning. And the whole, oh my God, there's so many good scenes in that movie.
Tell us, what do you like? So you think that it's romantic? The way he comes on to her?
I do. And now I get that people might say, she said no, get away from her.
He puts his life at risk to harass her into dating him.
Right.
You know what? Who cares? It was the 40s. It's romantic as hell, okay?
Yeah. By the way, I thought the PDA was a little high end for the 1940s. I did feel like there was, and the outfits were pretty revealing. Like I did think, okay, well, they've modernized this so that, people in the 2000s will be interested.
Her dresses every single one is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel McAdams is
incredible.
Gorgeous in The Notebook.
Yes. All right, back to you.
So we agree that it's romantic. Vinny, you don't think this relationship is too toxic?
Well, that's so we're beginning there. I personally have taken on the sensibilities of the modern day. So as I was watching it, it certainly stood out to me the way he goes after her. Like, that's what we're not supposed to do anymore. Like, that is not romantic. That is borders on stalking and blackmail. But I didn't, in the context of a movie, it was great. I loved the whole look. I hated Dirty Dancing. I knew I was going to hate it, and I hated it. I did not like that movie. This movie I didn't want to watch for a different reason, and it lived up to all the things. I love their love story.
Oh,
I loved it. I hate. There's some things I hate. I hate the mom.
Yes.
I hate her. Like
you're supposed to.
It's
right?
in the context of a movie, please. But I'm trying to say, like, not
Joan
only
Allen, I think,
did she withhold incredibly important over and over. Like, I can see we've all made a mistake where we saw something and went, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but okay, I did it.
It's done.
I can't tape it back together. That's never going to work. Let's just move on and hope that day after mother bleeping day.
For months.
For a year, she takes the thing that they're both dying for, which is to reconnect and have some kind of feeling like it was real and it happened. And they don't get that. And then you find out later, we're talking about The Notebook, everyone, and it's Bob's Movie Club if you just joined us, that she had her own real life love affair. And I don't know about you guys, but in that car, that scene in the car where she's saying, I love your daddy, I love him. She's saying, I don't love your dad. I took him for the money. I'm here for the dough.
I did what my daddy and mommy told me to do.
So I really,
like a good little girl,
had a problem with that. Maddie, you are grinding. Go.
Listen,
Maddie,
why did she write him? Like, there's point one. Like, that bothered me. And the other thing is, I went into this movie, I mean, everybody I know, everybody I trust is like, this is the greatest movie ever. You're going to love it. I thought it was kind of derivative and meh. You know, it was
derivative.
Good. Yeah, I mean,
what?
I've seen this same love story a million times.
Okay. I actually think that this movie has some nuance that most romance movies, especially, like straight to TV, Hallmark movies, don't have. One, the mom, I agree with Vinny. It makes me sick what she does to make a unilateral decision about someone else's life again and again is disgusting. And I personally would never be able to forgive her. But they are able to redeem her with her own backstory. I think that that's really cool. I also think another great nuance in this movie is Vinny's guy, James Marsden. He could so easily be, oh, she ends up getting set up with this guy. He kind of sucks. She doesn't really want to be with him. She's really been longing for Noah all along. But they don't do that. James Marsden is his own man. In his short amount of time on screen, they give him a deep, very 40s character, and she's able to fall in love with him to a point because he's not just a bad guy. And the way at the end when he loves her, and when you really love someone, you want them to be happy, and he is able to.
And he doesn't want to be the second choice.
I love that. And I think that is such a special part of this movie.
I agree. And I think that is the thing that makes it actually the hardest part. But to me, and stop me if I get ahead of myself, what's great about this movie is that it's their whole life.
I was just going to say the old people scenes, as we call them.
I swear, right, exactly. When I first saw this movie, and you don't quite get what's happening yet as it's revealed to you. I mean, we sort of know now that, it's flashing back from them being young. And
was that supposed to, for anyone, be like a Sixth Sense kind of reveal later? Because I feel like I knew exactly.
You knew exactly. Susan watched it for the first time last night with me, and he said the same thing. He's like, so this is their love story, right? Is that supposed to be a twist? Or I'm like, I guess not. The first time I watched it as a teen or even younger, it was surprising to me. But, once you see a lot of movies, you start to recognize that kind of thing.
Right. I didn't, this is the difference between me and people who immediately, I am not trying to decode a movie.
Yes.
I watch it. I accept what's I really am trying to just let that happen, because John is the guy. He's trying to figure out from the very beginning of every freaking movie what's going on in it.
Well, I'm with you in that I don't try to decode movies, but to me, this was just, there was no other possibility. I did feel like I was a little misled by his dark brown hairdo and his older.
Yeah.
I'm all.
There are no similarities between the two at all.
I didn't think they were bad.
But he, by the way, who I know from, is it the Rockford Files?
Yeah.
What do I know him from?
We're talking
Rockford
about The
Files.
Notebook, by the way.
He was great. And she was good too. And she had a couple really powerful scenes. So I can see why she would get some recognition for them as having a couple of those things where the change happens, and then the change happens again, and there's fear and
Yes.
Oh,
like
it's heartbreaking.
she did a great job with that. So I really did feel like, okay, now I don't know her from anything but that silly film we did, and then
Yeah, she was in Olive.
right.
But to me, this was the first time. There's always the romance movies. There's always, the prince and the princess, and they get together, and then they live happily ever after. And what I loved about this movie is you get it all.
Mm-hmm.
You see the beginnings of their relationship. You see what happens 7-8 years later whenever, she breaks up and chooses him with a shrug. Of course I did. I'm back. And then you see her children, who she does not recognize, and they're in the nursing home.
But you see that they built that life together.
That they built a whole life, and that there's, there's even a grandchild who runs right up and gives her a hug. Like, clearly this dementia thing is, and there he is like, no, I'm not leaving. She's the love of my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry
It was
right now.
awesome. Yeah, that was really
It's
cool.
so great. I love the whole life arc that movie delivers to you.
So on the same note as Marsden, because I do believe maybe this was something of that time, or I still believe people do this kind of thing. Don't leave me. Stay with me. I'm begging you. No, like that is not how you want to end up with someone. I don't know why anyone ever does that when there's clearly someone is seeing another path they want to take. I would encourage them to do that. Maybe come back if you find out you were wrong, and we can discuss that. But I certainly wouldn't be like, bury that feeling you've got and stay with me. So I like the way he played that. I also had to turn my TV off and come back when the hookup shows up at the house after they're back together.
Oh, Martha Shaw. I'm so glad you're bringing her
I
up.
absolutely went, oh, God. They're just getting their moment, and now this person arrives unannounced. Of course, I now live in a world where you didn't text. They weren't in that world where
No, you
someone
could just show up.
That's how we interacted with each other. We just went over your house to see if you were around.
So I absolutely clenched and went, oh, my God, after all this time. The guy goes to freaking war. And his letters, the whole thing is like, they could never put this thing back together. And then they do. And then there's this lady shows up. And I thought, how are they going to do this? And I thought they handled it better than great.
Beautifully handled.
It's another amazing nuance about this movie that makes it not run of the mill is the way she reacts. He has been clear with her. Noah has been clear with Martha.
I can't give you all of me.
I'm hung up on something. I'm broken.
It's broken. I loved the way that was worded. It's whatever is in there is broke.
I don't think there is a single scene wasted in this movie. And you might think it's a little long. I mean, it's about 2 hours, I think. Every scene and every moment and
matters.
Matters. And it's so beautifully done. Let's talk about the ending.
Okay.
So there's a little controversy about the ending because the original film, and I think the version that played on cable, and that
if you rent,
yes, if you rent it, if you own it on DVD, is at the very end of the movie when they go back to the old people, as we call them, and she remembers him when Noah sneaks into Allie's room late at night in the old folks' home, and she remembers him, and she asks, like, do you think our love is enough for us to die together, basically? And he says, our love can do anything. Wow, I'm gonna cry too.
I know.
It's so good.
So good.
They close their eyes and fall asleep. And in the original version, a nurse comes in the morning and finds them.
Turns on the light.
And they have passed away together in their sleep.
Right.
And in the version that you might have watched on YouTube,
ouch.
They cut out just that very last scene where the nurse comes in and finds them. So you could derive that maybe they died together in their sleep, but it's not as clear. It's very clear in the original version.
Very clear. It's spelled out. And actually, I was like, did I completely misremember this? Because they cut to, instead of cutting to the nurse finding them dead together, they cut to the birds from that beautiful scene where they're in the swamp and these geese or ducks or whatever they are all around them, and it's just magical. It's like all of those taking off and flying into the sky. Like They're
Symbolic.
leaving, right? Symbolic of their souls leaving together.
The birds are amazing. in
That
movie.
part is the only part I cried in. And it wasn't because of the movie. I think anybody who's been with somebody and thought they were your person you're going to be with the rest of your life, and they're not, like, that really made me sad.
You feel grief over that.
I feel grief over that, and I feel like
Oh,
part of me
We're
is
all
like,
crying.
I'm never going to have that. Like, am I ever going to have that? Like,
You will.
know, like, I don't know. It's just that part got me. I mean,
it's
the
like
rest
what
of
Martha says. Now you know what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, but I'm just I thought the movie was a good movie. It just been built up to me maybe a little too much.
That's fair. You never want anything to be over hyped. But what
Well, it ain't never going to be over hyped.
I do want to say I did a little research on the alternate ending, and it sounds like what happened was Netflix in the UK, when they uploaded this movie, The Notebook, in 2019 or whenever they got rights to it, they were given it this version with an alternate ending. And it's a little unclear on where the alternate ending came from, but it seems like it's probably from an international version, perhaps where they had different censorship laws or they were trying to hit a specific rating.
We
They
got a
couldn't
text
show 'em
on
dead.
this. It says that The Notebook shot one ending for the U.S. only and another for non-U.S. market, which
Oh.
I don't know why they would change that for
'Cause-
non-U.S.,
'cause we
but
can
that's
handle
evidently
it
what
and
happened.
everybody else can't.
It's because I didn't get to see the actual ending. I saw the one on YouTube, and to me, there's a big difference between the two. And as I was in college and I took some lit classes, and part of that is sitting as a group, as a class, discussing what you've read
Symbolism.
and what the symbolism is, and that in that setting, I liked some mystery left for the conversation. In this movie, I walked away with it ending as they fall asleep. And then to be told, no, that's their moment. The whole point of that conversation was to set up that they go to heaven together. And I thought, well, I got ripped off.
I don't think that's true. I think it's symbolically that's still what happens. I still have the conversation. I don't feel like you should feel ripped
I
off.
have no memory of the bird scene.
Oh,
Well, it
as-
probably
as-
just passed
no,
you by.
it's very quick.
Yeah.
They close
the
their
end, you mean?
It's what is it? A 15-second scene at the most.
In my memory, and I watched the whole thing completely
and gross.
with full attention. They lay down, they get comfy. That's the end, and then the credits start to roll. I must have looked away. I don't know what, but
Well, it's such honestly, I felt like what's happening when they started playing the birds. I thought, oh, that's weird. Is it just like the passage of time, and now they're gonna go to that scene I remember? And I was like, I guess I'm crazy. I felt like I remembered them dying together
I
and
think
being
the original
discovered.
ending is better.
I agree.
I want to do ratings. I'm giving this, obviously, 5 stars. Like I said, I don't think there's ever been better chemistry. And if you think there's a movie where 2 actors have better chemistry, please DM me, Bob on the Waves. I
got
would
some
love
text
to watch
on
it.
that. Some people pointing out some movies that were better.
But wait, real quick,
go do
another
the
reason
ratings.
I want to give this movie 5 stars is because of the nuance and because every time I watch it, I get something different out of it. When I watched it as a teen, it's all about that young, passionate summer love. Last time I watched it a couple years ago, I recognized how mature and important the James Marsden character was. And when I used to watch this movie when I was younger, I didn't really care about the old people scenes. I didn't even need them. I wanted more Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. But now that I'm aging and I'm about to get married and I think about how Susan and I are going to be together for the rest of our lives, it hits so differently. And I completely agree with you about that the love lasting their whole life is such a powerful part of this movie.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry right now.
What do you rate it?
5. You know, I want to go like 4.75. I'm just going to give it a 5 because I do absolutely love that movie. But there's some stuff as I've watched it now for a second time. There was like her throwing her head back and laughing the way she did. It actually started grating on me. So that I noticed. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, what would you even change about it? It's just so good. I would say don't watch this on YouTube if you're listening and you're like, oh, maybe I should watch that. Maybe, or look, we've spoiled the whole thing. Because the cuts were so harsh when they would cut to a commercial They literally cut between him saying, "We ain't over," or, whatever
It
his
isn't
line
over.
is.
It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
Right. From "It isn't over," AT&T commercial at top volume.
It's your laundry
Are
its
you
brightest.
kidding me? Oh,
Yeah.
and then it
Should be
comes
illegal.
back and he's like, "We ain't never going to be over. Okay, our moment's been blown." I was just like, and it kept happening all where the cuts. So just spend the money and rent the movie. I'll do that the next time I watch it because I want to see the real ending.
We
too.
should get it on Blu-ray. Vinny, what
Okay.
are you rating this?
So I believe this movie, even if you're hearing all the spoilers and have never seen it, you should still watch it. The acting is real. This is a very well done movie. And Ryan Gosling is a baby and still is pulling all of this off. So, and I think Rachel McAdams was great. I think, what's his name again?
James Marsden?
No.
James Garner.
James Garner was great. It's a little hard to believe that he's moved into the home and is, down the hall from her. But if you just let it go and just try to take in the story, it's 4 stars for me. Like it was really well done. And I love things that, like even as Maddie was saying, well, I wonder if I'll have that. To some extent, you won't because they started so young. It's the same as the movie Up. It's a cartoon, and yet they are children together and go through their whole life. Like not everybody's going to get that.
Right.
I didn't get that. You kind of got that because you and John started so young. But in general, there's very few people who will experience a lifetime together.
Right.
And so I really feel like you shouldn't feel bad. There's very few of us are going to get that sort of
You're not
whole
alone.
life experience.
Find somebody else who loved The Notebook.
I'm going to cry if I talk about it.
What's your rating?
I gave it a 4, and
Oh, good.
it's a good movie. It's a really good, it is, and it's beautiful.
It just
Like I
punched
love
you
good
in the heart.
cinematography, but that ending did punch me in the heart. And now that we're talking about it, I'm trying to think of how many movies have punched me in the heart like that, and
That's what they're
not
supposed
very
to
many.
do.
Also,
go
ahead.
Oh, it's just a couple of the texts
Yeah.
are saying, one person wrote in from 925. I didn't relate to the old people when I was younger, and now that I'm older, I totally relate to the old people scenes.
It becomes so much more.
Yeah, it's a different movie on your age
poignant.
for sure. And then a couple of the chemistry scenes that people thought might be better was the Before trilogy with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and I'll agree with that. That their chemistry was amazing.
Oh,
And that-
I've never seen those.
Me either.
Thank you.
Oh my!
I
You're
don't know
welcome.
what you're talking about
I
either.
can't wait.
You are welcome.
Say it again.
The Before series. So I think it's Before Sunrise, Before
Is
Sunset.
it 3 movies?
It's 3 movies, and they keep meeting up and having these 24-hour periods together.
Whoa, I've never even heard of those.
I never have either.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Those movies are, I can't believe you haven't seen them. You will love them. And then somebody else said John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John and Grease had better chemistry.
You know what?
No.
I thought of that too, though. I thought they were great in that movie, and I don't even love that movie.
Yeah. I think that I guess I've seen it too many times, so I've picked that movie apart. There's definitely something there, but I don't think it was as good as Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. There you go. Another episode of Bob's Movie Club. Another success. That was a good one. Do you have thoughts for your next assignment?
Yes, you have to wait and find out.
I guess.
Wake up! Thank you. With Sarah and Vinny.
Ding, 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 ding.
Alice at 97.3.